right, and we are live. Let's go, y'all. The steady rise of the Tradwives. Shout out to my new and old and my TikTok family. Y'all the best to ever do it. Let's go.
Eyes and lives of the Tradwives.
Why is it that us young women are so indoctrinated to slave away for a corporation that sees us as nothing but a number rather than dedicating ourselves to a beautiful marriage and family? Why has the value of marriage and family been completely erased from our culture as a successful life's mission? I started thinking about everything. What I was taught in school, the music on the radio that I listened to growing up, the main protagonists in the films aimed at young girls when I was growing up, my experience at university, everything. Suddenly, it all became concerningly crystal clear. Everything Ali said was 100% true. I could see how the ideology of the boss babe has been indoctrinated into our young women. I could see why this is the case, why there would even be an agenda against the feminine woman.
Whoever fought for women to get jobs. Why? Why did we do that? I am so tired.
You did it because you wanted to compete with men.
I want to just put my feet up. Like, I am... Oh my god.
It's Susan B. Anthony, man. Everybody, like, puts her up on a pedestal. She ruined it for all of us. Somebody said, we drown so CEO boss babes can swim. Somebody else said, bro, I was literally talking about this today. Like, they are going on the list with Eve. Right. Like, at the moment, I'd rather be a stay-at-home mom and do chores. Yeah, well, shocker. That's what we're kind of designed to do, honey.
I find it oppressive that we live in a society where so many couples are under such great financial pressure that wives are forced to work when many working moms would love the opportunity to stay home with their kids if they could. The feminist anger and jealousy come from the thought of inevitably having to compete with these women and the value they bring to a relationship or marriage if this catches on, and the fact that these modern women just don't have the sense of ethics, self-respect, or commitment to be able to compete with traditional-minded women.
I think we need to, again, reel back what this whole idea of being a girl boss, being successful, and being so independent. It is okay. And I had to tell myself this, and me and my colleagues and my friends talk about this a lot back home in New York. It is okay to not need someone for your happiness and independence, but it's okay to want that counterpart, want that partner, want that experience in life. That is okay. If I was 42 years old and I had a successful career, I know for me personally, that wouldn't feel like enough. I would feel like there was a huge part of my life that...
Yeah. This is part of what happens in the age of social media, where over half the world's population is online on all kinds of devices and platforms, all voicing their individual opinions on every single topic. Literally billions of opinions and variations of all those opinions. Man. The comments are so crazy.
Man, and listen, this AI channel's on it, and no one has a problem with all AI channels, y'all, but we do have a healthy concern about how easy it is for people to make content using it. That's all that we're saying. So you AI channels, calm down.
It's just crazy. Traditional wives come from traditional households, where they are raised to be wives and mothers.
We're in an interesting time where women are expected to do it all, where it's like you can have a full-time career and be a mom and be this boss, and I can do anything a man can do. I love that we have the opportunity to do that. I think that's so important, but I also think that you shouldn't feel bad if you don't want to do all those things, because just being a mom, that's the most important job in the world. You're raising a human. So if that's what you're doing, don't feel shamed or embarrassed or less than to someone who's like starting their own business or having a career. I think everyone's fulfilled by different things. I even remember my roommates in pharmacy school when I was doing this, she was like, I love that I get to go into Walgreens and clock in and out and I'm done. I don't have to think.
Exactly, ladies. Don't let the sisterhood, tear you down and make you think that being a stay-at-home mom or, wanting to raise your family is not good enough. Okay? Let's keep it going.
Think about it. And I was like, I hate having to go in anywhere and clock in and out. And I love that I can be at home, but I'm working 7 days a week. So know yourself and know what you want to do. And and then on the other hand, if you don't know if you want to be a mom and you really just want to focus on your career, that's okay too. I think there's also shaming in that direction.
Where you have both parents and a healthy relationship with their fathers. It's not a trend you can throw on like new makeup. Either you are or you aren't. The real traditional wives are too busy to make TikTok videos. Traditional wives don't need the constant attention of strange men online from all over the world to make them feel validated over social media. This is because traditional wives get that validation from their husbands and their children, and it goes both ways. Men have to learn their wives need money to run the family, food, clothing, and other household needs for everyone.
It's not that there's a lack of men that are willing to commit to women. Here's what I think the major thing is. There are plenty of men that are willing to be in relationships with women. However, they tend to be mostly entirely invisible to women. They're overlooked because women are hyper-focusing on the most attractive men. The most attractive men, the most desirable men get all the attention.
Yeah,
all the attention. And these men, there's no reason for them to commit. They can get all the women, but the women want those men for commitment, but they're not going to commit.
Yes, I will agree that when I was younger, I did overlook good men because I was chasing something that seemed better, that probably was way above what I could qualify for. Those men were dating down, and it's a regret that I have. And I do wish people would stop putting materialism and attraction as like the #1 thing to chase after, because there's plenty of good people around us. We just don't see them because we don't value them or what they bring to the table. So I agree.
Feminism was originally about equality of opportunity between the genders. Now it's about a hive mindset. Modern women think like one. Whatever the trend is, and whatever modern women around the world are doing, automatically becomes something that all of them have to do.
And y'all know this is true. Y'all know the glued on baby hairs on the forehead. This trend, when we look back on it in a couple years, all these women are going to be embarrassed. It looks ridiculous. It's the ratchet style, and all to most women took it on. Even different ethnical backgrounds took it on. It's been a crazy look, but that's not the only one. But, you know, that's what they do. Hive-minded thinking.
Otherwise, they won't be seen as the strong, independent boss babes they think they are. The whole idea of feminism was that women were encouraged to choose whatever role they wanted. If they wanted to enter the workspace, great. If they wanted to be traditional wives, great. If they wanted to balance both, that's great too. Why don't people just get on with their own lives and be the best they can be?
More than 80% of women don't want to work for another woman.
And I suddenly got struck by the number of women that could articulate the companies they wanted to work for, the type of work, and then consistently they'd say, oh, by the way, I don't want to work for another woman. So I started to track these numbers, and we got to around 80%. I asked colleagues, and they were getting similar numbers. But if you go to the literature, there's huge studies all replicating these findings. Gallup in the US has actually tracked this for 60 years, and we're still not shifting the data too much, which is really...
80% of women don't like working for a female boss. 80%.
And it checks out with my, in workplaces I've been in, there have been huge schisms between female employees and female bosses where it was pretty much an all-out Cold War, like it was, and you know, not talking.
So, it's really not justifiable for modern women to be hating on Tradwives and believe that they're not doing modern women any favors by being traditional. I guess this is where feminism went wrong when it comes to traditional women. Because even though it started as a movement that empowered women to do whatever they wanted, which included being traditional, it is now encouraging women to not be Tradwives and instead choose the corporate life. This is part of the flaw I originally saw in feminism. The whole taking away women's decisions to be a traditional type of girl thing is ridiculous. Not all women want to have careers or compete with guys. Taking care of the kids and the house was always an equal trade according to men. Nearly every traditional wife I have ever seen has been happy, up until the point that she was influenced by feminism. That is the point where traditional wives become unhappy because they think having a career is better. However, what goes unsaid, these career-working feminists are usually very unhappy and divorced, and men don't take them seriously.
Esty, what is a Tradwife?
Well, a Tradwife is just short.
Gentlemen, look, conservative, yet still, you know, a little, you know what I'm saying, razzle dazzle, you know what I'm saying, something to make you wonder what's under the hood, but conservative. The makeup is more than, you know, we prefer, but, you know, I mean, you can still look good in something conservative, ladies. You don't have to have everything hanging out. You got to give us a layer of mystery. You know what I mean?
For traditional wife, and it is a homemaker, and she cooks, she cleans, she takes care of the home and the children, if there are any. And the online world gave it the term Tradwife for short.
What motivated you to pursue this traditional life?
Well, I was somewhat raised traditional. My mom was a traditional wife until my parents got divorced. I think I felt the need to fit the mold of the world and go get a degree, find a career. And I did go to college for almost 2 years, and then I dropped out because secretly I always wanted this lifestyle. Of course, you need a husband to have this lifestyle. So when I met my now husband...
See, here's the thing. She felt pressured into going down the school route and everything when she really wanted to just, you know, kick off her shoes and relax her feet, stay at home. You know, it's the greatest hustle. You know what I'm saying? Really, women just competing with men. A lot of the times they don't even, you know why they want to get all these degrees and stuff. And then they get where they're going and they're looking back like, man, I wish I would have got a man.
Everything just came into place, and that's really the inspiration behind it. It was a dream.
On Simps takes these women seriously, and the feminists don't like dating simps either. What I don't understand from career-oriented women in the Western world is why bring those titles and bossiness at home. At home, you have a partner and children that you have to raise and nurture. Taking care of the family would make the family much more solid in the long run. Even if you look at statistics, that's what happens. Women having a career is great, but don't bring home that boss in you at home. You are a mom and a partner to your husband. You should be working together, not bossing each other. Each one has roles. I think that's why most men are trying to marry in Asia now, because not only are they traditional, even when they have extremely successful careers at home, but they leave all those titles at the door and be wives and moms to their families as a top priority.
Yep.
Guys, as I've said before, we need to remodel society because the dynamics in place at this point in time aren't working. We need to go with our own natures and be happy with who we are. The men being the breadwinners who respect and love their wives for keeping the children happy, and the wives for being a partner for life, and someone that the man can depend on for intimacy, traveling, adventure, food, and raising a family. Today, modern women get applauded for being members of the OnlyFans platform, stripping themselves in front of thousands of strangers online, and being attacked for wanting to be stay-at-home wives. Modern women today love seeing themselves as these strong and independent women, but can't stand tradwives and resort to calling them out as if they were being forced to be traditional. It's not like these strong, independent boss babes are happy with their lives. They're miserable. Sure, they make money and have a career, but they lack the one thing that truly creates purpose in life, having a family. The thing about modern women is that these women need you to like them for them, but they will like a guy for what he has. They could never deal with their type of love if they were to swap their reality for men's reality. They would absolutely not like it and would demand to have back their shallow existence. So, it's quite a shocker when you see feminists getting triggered about women being traditional wives. If you look around society, you will see many extremes. On one side, you will find your regular Karens, feminists, who are strong, independent boss babes who don't need any man. On the other side, you will find women who wholeheartedly believe in being traditional, which means they believe in family values, taking care of the house and the kids, and living a contented life without having to worry about receiving money from strangers online. Anyone who has a problem with traditional wives should reflect on how much or how little their mother was a part of their life growing up, and then see how that affected them in their current state. Was it a good outcome or a bad outcome? And then see how that affected them in their current state. Was it a good outcome or a bad outcome to have more or less guidance and love? What did their lives and thoughts develop into? It's the same argument for dads in the home. Having good, strong, traditional, well-rounded, attentive, and loving parents is the key to the first step of leading a successful life. I hope I can be at least half the parent mine have been for me growing up. Thankfully, I took notes, but the optimism pool for society is something else. It's always amazing to watch people think other people's decisions and choices have anything to do with them. There's always this element that if you choose something different for yourself that another person doesn't choose, that other person acts like you're judging them. Tradwives, or any traditional style of marriage, is based on mutual love and...
That's a fact. Look, when you make a decision on something and people act like, you know, that you did something to them by making a decision that goes against, you know, the popular opinion or the herd or what's trending or society, then they act like you've done something to them. You know, just you being you and doing what you want to do. It's so strange, man. Society.
Respect for each other. It's helpful to know what your traditional roles are, but that doesn't mean that you can never break those roles once in a while. What we see. Absolutely, y'all. Hey, listen, like I said, do me a favor, smash that like button. Go ahead and, you know, share the video. What do you guys think? You know, 80% of women don't like working for females. The rise of Tradwives. You know, we're going to see a lot of modern women rebranding themselves as well. I don't know if they're going to go straight Tradwife, but they're going to do something, right? They're going to do something. So, listen, let's chop it up in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you think. You know, we can talk about it like we've been doing. I appreciate you guys. The channel's growing. Let's keep it going. Let's try to get over 20K before my birthday of August 21st. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I'm your brother, and I'm out.
In this game, you gotta have that dog in you.
Made in America.